Have you ever dreamed of having superpowers? Many of us have. We watch movies and read comics. We imagine flying through the sky or becoming invisible. But what if superpowers were not about breaking the laws of physics? What if they were real, subtle abilities hidden within our own biology? This essay explores that very idea. We will journey from myth to method. We will look past the fiction of superheroes. Instead, we will find the quiet, believable powers that your body already possesses, waiting to be understood and unlocked. Our exploration is built on a simple promise. The human body is an amazing system. It constantly adjusts and adapts. It manages heat, energy, movement without you ever thinking about it. But what happens when we start thinking about it? What if we could take conscious control of these automatic processes? This is the core of our investigation. We will begin by building a solid foundation. In the first act, we will cover the core principles of your body's mechanics. You will learn how your body creates heat and loses heat. Every living moment, your body is a small controlled furnace. This process of generating heat is not optional. It is a fundamental byproduct of being alive. The source of this heat is called metabolism. Think of it as the sum of all the tiny chemical reactions happening inside your trillions of cells. Every time a cell converts food into energy, it releases a little bit of heat. When you are resting quietly, your body is at its basal metabolic rate, generating just enough heat to keep your essential systems online. However, the moment you start moving, the demand for energy goes up, and so does the heat. Just as your body has a furnace, it also has a sophisticated, multi-layered cooling system. Without it, the heat from your metabolism would quickly build up to dangerous levels. Your body uses several methods based on simple physics to shed this excess heat and maintain a stable temperature. The first and most direct method is conduction. This happens when you touch something cooler than yourself. A second, more dynamic method is convection. This process involves heat being carried away by moving air or water. The third method, radiation, is a bit like a tiny invisible light show. Finally, and perhaps most powerfully, there is evaporation. When water turns into vapor, it requires a significant amount of energy which it takes from its surroundings in the form of heat. Your body leverages this principle through sweating. As this sweat evaporates, it pulls a large amount of heat directly from your skin's surface, cooling you down very effectively. This is your body's primary cooling mechanism during intense exercise or in hot climates. To control your body's thermal output, you need to know which levers to pull. The most important of these is your circulatory system, the network of blood vessels in your skin. Blood is a heat transport fluid. It picks up heat from your core, from working organs, from active muscles, and carries it through the body. The body controls where warm blood goes by vasodilation, vasoconstriction. When you need to cool down, your body opens these vessels, vasodilation. Warm blood floods the skin surface to release heat via radiation, via convection. Before you can control a system, you must learn to read its signals. Your body is constantly communicating its internal state through a variety of measurable signs. Learning to pay attention to this language is the foundation of gaining conscious control. One of the most basic and useful signals is your skin temperature. While your core temperature remains very stable, the temperature of your skin, especially on your hands and feet, can change significantly. Another vital signal is your heart rate. Your breathing rate is a third crucial piece of information. Finally, observe the moisture level on your skin. Becoming more attuned to skin temperature, heart rate, breathing rate, skin moisture helps you understand the real-time language of your physiology. Your body performs these complex balancing acts automatically guided by a part of your nervous system operating behind the scenes. Think of blushing. You don't decide to blush, it just happens in response to an emotional trigger. The bridge from automatic reaction to intentional action is awareness. The first step is to simply observe. Take a few moments each day to notice the signals we just discussed. Sit quietly and feel the temperature of your hands. Let's start with breath control. A direct link between your conscious mind and your automatic nervous system. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, then exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat for 1 or 2 minutes. Elongating your exhale sends a powerful signal of safety to your brain. The idea of using your body to cool a room sounds like something from a superhero comic, but the core concept is grounded in the real, everyday science of heat transfer we have already discussed. Your body is a constant source of heat, a biological furnace. The biocooler concept is simply the process of intentionally and efficiently moving that heat from your body's core into the surrounding air. Instead of being a passive radiator, you become an active heat sink, deliberately drawing thermal energy out of your body and releasing it. The goal is not to become cold, but to become exceptionally good at shedding your own warmth in a controlled way. Think of it this way: on a hot day, your body automatically tries to cool itself. It sends more blood to your skin and makes you sweat. We are going to take this automatic process and turn it into a conscious, optimized skill. The first step is to maximize the transfer of heat from your deep tissues to your skin surface. This involves using your mind to influence your autonomic nervous system, encouraging vasodilation. By consciously relaxing and using specific breathing techniques, once you have successfully moved heat to your skin, the next challenge is to get it off your skin and into the room as efficiently as possible. This is where simple physics comes into play: surface area airflow. Think about a car radiator. Many thin fins create massive surface area. Change your posture to alter effective surface area and cooling potential. A closed, hunched posture minimizes your exposed skin. Arms spread apart, uncrossed. Still air is a poor conductor of heat. A thin layer of warmed air next to skin acts as an insulator. You must replace warm, saturated air with cooler, drier air. That's convection. But you can create subtle airflow yourself. Now let's combine these principles into a practical toolkit of strategies. These are the specific actions you can take to actively cool your environment. The first and most important technique is peripheral perfusion breathing. Use slow, deep diaphragmatic breaths to calm your nervous system. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 to 8 seconds. Visualize warmth flowing from your chest down your arms to your fingertips. The second strategy is maximizing evaporative cooling. Sweating is your body's superpower. You can enhance it. Lightly mist exposed skin with a spray bottle. The sprayed water fuels evaporation so your body doesn't have to produce sweat. The energy to evaporate the water is pulled from your skin, cooling you. The third strategy: shape your body to guide airflow. Assume a posture that maximizes surface area, the human starfish. If sitting, sit forward on the chair, back off the backrest. Periodic calpol form, very slow, deliberate movements. These movements act like gentle fans, stirring air for convective cooling. Theory is interesting, but seeing results is what makes it real. You can conduct a simple and safe experiment to measure your own biocooling effect. You will need a small, enclosed room like a closet. You will also need 2 digital thermometers. One measures ambient air temperature. The other should be an infrared thermometer to measure skin temperature. First, close the door and let the room stabilize for about 15 minutes. Record this starting temperature. Control phase is sit 20 minutes. Your body passively radiates heat into the room. Go back inside and begin your 20-minute biocooler practice. Adopt an open posture. Use the peripheral perfusion breathing technique. If you are comfortable, lightly mist your arms. Compare the results. You should see a noticeable difference. A trained person might lower the air temperature by 0.5 degrees Celsius, about 1 degree Celsius in a very small space. Our deep dive into the biocooler case study has shown how a single focus application of physiological control can produce a measurable effect. We learned to transform an automatic bodily function, thermoregulation, into an intentional skill. This journey from myth to method does not end with controlling heat. The same core principles can be applied to other systems within your body. Awareness, subtle adjustment, conscious control. The same levers we use for the biocooler. Movement, endurance, sensation. Your perception of the world, deliberate operator of the incredible biological machine you inhabit every day. Power 1. Silent motion. The ability to move silently is a classic trope in spy thrillers and ninja folklore, but while the cinematic version involves impossible acrobatics, the core skill of reducing the sound of your movement is entirely achievable through biomechanics. The noise you make when you walk is primarily caused by impact friction. The heel strike of a normal gait sends a sharp percussive force into the ground, creating a distinct thump. The secret to silent motion lies in consciously re-engineering your gait to minimize these impacts and frictions, transforming your walk from a series of controlled falls into a smooth rolling flow. Think of how a cat walks. It places its paws down with precision and gentleness, absorbing the impact through the muscles and joints of its legs rather than transmitting it into the floor. A simple drill to practice this is the rolling step. Find a quiet space, take off your shoes. As you take a step forward, consciously place the ball of your foot on the ground first. Then, slowly and smoothly roll your weight forward, lowering your heel to the ground last. Power 2. Micro-endurance shift. We have all been there. Carrying heavy groceries, you hit a wall of fatigue. The micro-endurance shift is a technique for pushing that wall back, not by hours, but by seconds or a minute or two. It is a mental and physical reset. Let you tap a small reserve of strength, your respiratory system, your muscle recruitment patterns. When you are under strain, it's natural to hold your breath or to breathe in a rapid, shallow way. This is inefficient and creates a stress response. To practice this, try a simple static hold like a wall sit or a plank. When you feel you are about to give up, perform the shift. First, execute a long, slow exhale, then make a micro adjustment to your posture. This combination of a controlled breath and a postural shift can often grant you an extra 15 to 30 seconds. We dedicated our main case study to whole body cooling, but what about controlling the temperature of a specific body part? This is the power of localized cooling and heating. It is the ability to consciously direct your body's circulatory system to either warm or cool a small area. Hands, your face. To warm a specific area such as your hands, you focus on encouraging blood flow directly to them. Deep relaxation, focused visualization. You sit quietly, breathe slowly, and imagine warm energy from your chest and your arms pulling in your hands. Conversely, to cool a small area like your face, use evaporative cooling blood flow redirection. For instance, if you feel flushed, you can lightly splash or mist your face with cool water. Then, by using slow, controlled breathing, you can encourage your body to maintain normal or slightly constricted blood flow to the face while simultaneously encouraging vasodilation in your arms. This prevents warm blood from rushing to your face and allows the evaporation from the water to have a more pronounced cooling effect. Power 4. Focused sensory gain. In a world filled with constant noise and distraction, the ability to focus your senses is a true superpower. Focused sensory gain is the practice of using your butt about reducing the noise in your nervous system so you can better hear the signal from a specific sensory channel. You are not boosting the hardware, but optimizing the software. The mechanism works by manipulating your autonomic nervous system. High stress, excessive muscle tension create a lot of background static for your brain. The first step to focused gain is to induce a state of calm alertness. This is achieved through controlled breathing, slow rhythmic breaths that signal safety to your brainstem. To sharpen proprioception, for example, you might stand perfectly still with your eyes closed. By minimizing external input like sight and movement, you force your brain to rely more heavily on the signals coming from the nerves in your muscles and joints. A simple practice is to stand on one foot with your eyes open and then try it with your eyes closed. Notice how much more you must rely on the feeling in your foot, ankle, leg to maintain your balance. This power allows you to momentarily tune out the world's static and listen with incredible clarity to the quiet, subtle language of your own body. The journey from myth to method, a summary of our power. Our journey began with a single provocative question. What if superpowers lived in our biology? We traded fantasy for practical, realistic abilities. By understanding your body's mechanics, you can unlock new control. Small, deliberate, repeatable changes produce measurable, quiet superpowers. Your body is not just a passive vehicle, it's an active system you can learn to operate. We transformed thermoregulation from furnace to biocooler. Guide circulation, maximize surface area, enhance evaporation to actively manage thermal output and influence your environment. We expanded our toolkit to 4 abilities: silent motion, micro-endurance shift, localized circulation control, homa aromain is hisi selin, and sikomayim, warm your hands, can localize circulation control, cool your face, then sharpen sensory awareness. Each power reinforces our central theme. Your body is the most extraordinary machine. These are not magic, they're applied science. Listen to your body's signal and respond with gentle, purposeful adjustments. This summary is a reminder of unlocked potential. You have moved from the myth of the superhero to the method of the self-aware human. You are equipped to subtly shape your reality. The path forward. Practice prudence potential, knowing the path is different from walking the path. The concepts and techniques we have explored are not passive knowledge. They are active skills that require gentle, consistent practice. The next step in your journey is to begin your own simple, safe experiments. Start with awareness. Take a few moments each day to simply sit and listen to your body without judgment. As you practice, prioritize safety and maintain realistic expectations. This is a practice of refinement, not revolution. It is also important to consider the ethical use of these abilities. These are tools for self-mastery and personal well-being. The journey from myth to method is yours to continue.